It's near to midnight on the 21st of August 2016, and former news anchor, now a reporter, Sue Lian, is watching the Wenhua University Film Group's movie trailer, which had gone viral after they supposedly caught the hand of a real-life ghost on film. With the country currently celebrating Ghost Month, or the Ghost Festival, Sue speaks to her boss and says this is a perfect time to get an exclusive interview with the film group behind this creepy trailer. Naturally, she doesn't have an appointment, and the university won't exactly be keen on Sue's presence there, as her news outlet portrayed the university in a bad light regarding a missing persons case from the year 2000, when a student named Huang Tingting went missing. Truth is that Sue actually received a mysterious photograph of a safe, along with a message on the back of the photograph that said, "Help me," and was apparently from Huang Tingting. Despite warnings from her boss, Sue proceeds into the university's Daren building. Taking the elevator up, she eventually finds the military instructor's office. She's been in contact with one of the film group, who is nicknamed Doc, and he has told her that she needs to obtain the key for the registrar's office. Avoiding the guard, Sergeant Huang, Sue finds a key for the office and goes to it. Finding some geometric shapes, she works out the code to the safe, and inside she finds a VHS tape, and the tape is titled The Elevator Incident from the year 2000. Taken completely by surprise, Sue is scared by the sergeant. Mistaking her for a freshman at first, he soon discovers that she is a reporter. What's more is that he recognizes her from a previous job as a lead anchor for the United News Corporation. Sue explains that she's there to interview some students. She suggests that she could interview him. He's reluctant, but he eventually comes around and agrees to tell her some stories about Wenhua University. He then hears a crash coming from outside the room and goes to check it out. He doesn't return, so Sue tries to track him down. She finds him in the canteen area, and he's acting suspiciously, trying to cover up a stain on the floor. After buying her a drink from the vending machine, he sits down for the interview. Showing him the video of Huang Tingting before her disappearance, he says that she was a good kid, and he says that he knew her. Changing the topic, talking about his job, Sue asks about the sergeant's relationship with his wife. He says that his wife died a long time ago in an accident. He pulls out a photograph of her and says that she used to work there at the university as a nurse. He thanks Sue for taking the time to listen, and he takes her to the school's history room. On the way, he stops to honor Professor, who is a dog named Pudi, who passed away in 1972. In the history room, Sue learns a bit more about the school, but she notices that a certain photo of the university being opened features a man whose features have been scratched out. Sue goes to take a photo, but the Sarge asks her not to take any with him in them. So Sue takes pictures of some of the items displayed. The Sarge then realizes the time. It's 11:34 p.m., approaching midnight, and he starts to hurriedly tell her that she needs to leave. Another crash from around the corner leads the Sarge away, and Sue takes her opportunity to enter into the screening room and watch the video, telling herself that she still has 17 minutes to go until midnight. She plays the tape. On it, she sees Huang Tingting inside the building's elevator on the eve of her disappearance. Tingting was acting very strangely. 15 minutes later, the tape shows Tingting returning to the elevator with a lantern, still acting strangely. Then Sue sees a hand, the same hand from the viral movie trailer. Then something happens. Sue leaves the room and grabs the oil lantern from the display case. It seems to be imbued with some kind of magic energy, and it lights itself. Then the lights in the building start flickering. The ghost of a woman says, "Help me," and then flies towards Sue. Holding the lantern up to the photo of the man with the face scratched out makes it warp and shift into something grotesque, slightly freaking Sue out. Using the lantern, she reveals echoes of time gone by, these ones seeming to reflect a young girl running away from someone, or something. Words are written on the wall saying that he is a liar, and the person is asking for help. Inside the elevator, after clearing a cloud of key energy, Sue uncovers a yin-yang symbol. At that moment, the clock hits midnight, and something happens to the elevator. The power goes off, and Sue attempts to use the emergency call button. She begins to speak, but she hears the voice of Tingting, desperate for help. She also hears the voice of the Sarge too. Tingting speaks of a female ghost chasing her, wanting to eat her, and that there's blood everywhere and that the woman's neck is broken. She then screams, the doors open. Sue steps out and finds herself in the kitchen. This ghost is known as the Necklace Consort, and using the lantern's energy as a way to repel the horrific entity, Sue hides and has to avoid the ghost. She manages to sneak around, removing clouds of key energy, eventually making a run for the elevator and to safety. Well, not really. The elevator somehow plummets to a floor that does not even exist. To B3. Going back to around an hour earlier, the focus now shifts to the Wenhua University Film Group. The director, Richie, a finance student and part of a wealthy and influential family, is under a lot of stress. Since the trailer went viral, he's now feeling the pressure to deliver a film that lives up to the hype. Not only that, he's scared about the ghost in the trailer. Their fellow student who wrote the script, named Ahai, doesn't seem at all fazed about ghosts or spirits and suggests that they just get on with the film. Doc is there too. They talk about the fact that they have 2 weeks until the first screening of their film. So they go through various scenes and where everyone will be standing. The movie itself will be based upon the real-life 1960 Darren murder, which took place in the same building, and is to be titled The Hexed Building. It's a story involving the daughter of the founder of the university, Zhu Yuyi, and her murder at the hands of her fiancé, the architect of the university, a man named Yan Shuwen. They're going through their scene when Richie hears the sound of a young girl crying, coming from one of the storerooms. Desperate to prove his bravado to Ahai since he has a crush on her, he goes and checks it out.
要是他想不开怎么办 ？Shit！ 早知道找海乐一起来，至少他有钥匙。Oh no！
首先只能有一个，为什么不是我？烦死了，烦死了！ 什么姐妹，根本就不需要我。
After picking up the ballerina figurine and checking out the room, only to find absolutely no one in there, the 3 students go to another classroom and film a test run for their scene. Despite being concerned about having to be out by midnight, the university's policy, Richie hands the props out and they do their scene. Ahai gets a little freaked out at some point and then they realise that Richie hadn't pressed record on the camera, even though he could swear that he did. So they try again.
好，那我们再来一次哦。现场预备 ，3, 2, 1, action！ 是你还热闹，今天比较早，是你附近。你看，这设计图真不错。世家出身，端正。海乐，布朗，你们在哪里啊 ？Holy shit! Holy shit! 哇 ！What the fuck? What the hell? No! No!